Hey guys, Scotty is back. Yes, if you've been paying attention, you'll know that I took a short 2-week break just to clear my head, have a little holiday. I haven't had a break in quite a while. So, didn't do a lot. Sat at home playing video games. My wife's not happy with it, but hey, I had fun. So, we're back in the Carnage workshop and we have a bunch of cars to fix. If you've seen the last video, you'll know the Mazda. We had it on the dyno. We had a flat tyre, which stopped our progress, but we also had an issue with the turbo turning out to be a little bit too small for our 4-litre Barra. So what we've done is we've put the Turbo Taxi's turbo on it, which is slightly larger. We know it makes 25 pounds on a 4-litre, so that is the Turbo Taxi's turbo. So it's all bolted up. What we're going to do though is set up our dump pipe situation. Now, we want to make this thing proper race worthy, you know, it needs to be teched and all that. We can't have the exhaust coming up through the bonnet, well, certainly not the driver's side. And given that there is no room to go across, we can't have it coming up the passenger side either. So we're going to have to make our dump go down. So Andrew at Extractor Performance has pressed us out a cone and welded it up. So that's a flange there. So we're going to have to make up an exhaust that goes downwards somewhere around through there. There's our wastegate. We also have to set that up to go down as well, but that's the most important part. We're going to have to do a couple tight bends to go down and around the steering shaft and probably out the side. So that's one job that needs to be done. Shouldn't take us too long. I need to go get some more welding gas because I've used all the welding gas up on the Valiant wagon, but that is a job we can do and shouldn't take us too long. Hopefully we'll get that one knocked out by the end of the week. But hopefully with a bigger turbo, it should actually make some real horsepower. Yeah, that other turbo just holding it back, unfortunately. It was one of the twins off the LS1, so if we put both the twins on this, that'd be awesome. Probably too much turbo for this thing though. Yeah, because 2 turbos combined, those ones, they were like 1,500 horsepower worth of turbos, and this ain't ever getting near that. So that's where we're at with the Mazda. Barina is still on hold, as are the ones up the back there, the Dodge and the Ute. Turbo Taxi, I have still not put its engine together. Turbo Taxi is still sitting here without an engine, and there is a bit of a story to that. Remember we pulled the crank out of an engine, had a look at it, and went, no, this needs to be cut. And then we pulled the other crank out, and this one had rust on it. So we took the first crank out to Johnny at Powerhouse Engines and got Johnny to have a look at it. He said, sure, we can lineage it or we can cut it down to 10th thou under. Doesn't matter, it's all good. Oh, let's sit it on my little jig here and measure how straight it is. Well, it turns out the crank has a 3 thou bend in it. Yeah. Not real good. So we're going to find another crank, have a look at that, and then we'll take that one out to Johnny and get him to assess it, make sure it's straight before we try and put a crank in. Well, maybe not that block. Is it that block? I can't even remember. We've got so many Barras here now. Barras everywhere. Yeah, I don't think it's that block. I think it's that one up there. So anyway, so Turbo Taxi will be, well, a little bit delayed, especially because we're pinching its turbo for the Mazda. So, lots happening. The VN. Keen-eyed fans would have seen this on Which Car on TV recently, where Telf tried to stick a banana up its tailpipe and went, that was kind of funny. So, the new motor is in it, but not actually hooked up yet. So it's all sitting in here. We're just working some stuff out. The engine sits in there quite nicely. It's in there on its tough mounts, bolted in. The pacemakers are in there. We're going to have to do a little bit jigging on the collectors on those, weld some new collectors on it because it's only got tiny little 2-inch collectors. And we're going to put 3-inch collectors on it. It turns out we need custom push rods for the camshaft that we ordered. So they have just arrived. We're going to put those custom push rods in shortly. And yeah, we're getting there with this setup. But yeah, there's a couple little things that we just need to hook up, wire up, run our fuel lines. We haven't done our fuel system yet, so you know we've got to set up our fuel system to. We've got Teflon lines, all from Raceworks, ready to go into this thing. The push rods, like I said, from Mace Engineering, they've just shown up. So yeah, we've still got a bit of plumbing to do on this one, but it's not that far away. So we should have the little V6 humming sometime soon. That is the plan. The Trollbo has been the bane of our existence of recent. Bloody transmissions. Actually, we probably should show you down the backside here. Let's go for a walk. So before I went on holidays, I started investigating some transmission stuff. This is the 2J Aristo Trans. That's what they call a J3 box. I investigated whether we could take the output shaft, all right, off the back side, take that off and replace it with one of these J1 output shafts, but you can't. The shafts are almost the same in terms of length. The J3 shaft is slightly shorter, but also has some oil holes drilled in different spots, which means, yeah, it's not going to change over, which is a real pain in the bum because that is the strongest of the A340s and it would have been the box to use, but the only way we can use it is by changing the whole tail shaft arrangement in the car, and we'd have to run a centre bearing, 2-piece tail shaft. It's just going to be a huge drama to change it over. So we'll stick with the J1 style boxes at the moment, but the box that we put in the Trollbo last time, we're still assessing whether it is actually slipping in top gear or whether it's a converter issue. We talked to TCE and they're happy to do us another converter. We're going to look at that, but we're also looking at the transmission, whether the transmission has any issues as well. So the Volvo is continuing to troll us. What else does the Volvo need? Also it sits a bit low, so we need to raise it up a bit because it hits everything. It's not so bad when you're cruising somewhere like Summernats, but it is, you know, she is pretty low. It looks great in photos and everything, but not so great for driving around. Yeah, so we need to fix those issues. But yeah, other than the auto, this thing is awesome. I like the JZ engines are fantastic. I'd love to do more with them. And we've even got a 2JZ up the back there that people may have seen in a previous episode. We would love to do something with that down the track, but you know, at the moment, yeah, we'll stick with the 1JZ. It's going well, and it just rips. But the auto transmission issue is just, and people keep saying, "Oh, why don't you put a manual in it?" Well, then I've got to put 3 pedals in the bloody thing. Find a box that is suitable for the horsepower of, you know, a amped up 1JZ. Costs money. Like everything costs money. People just don't get that, you know, we don't have an unlimited budget to spend. So yeah, we'll stick with the auto. Auto is going to be fun. Once we get this thing sorted, it is going to be awesome. Just can't wait. And then the wagon is back from its short stay out at my place. As you can see, I have bare metalled most of the engine bay. Haven't quite finished there, but yeah, stripped it fairly nearly all the way back to bare metal in the engine bay. Obviously the floor pan is done if you've watched all those videos. Floor pan's done. Like, I mean, how awesome is that? The thing looks fantastic. Really happy with how the floor pan came out. We've still got still got to do the rust repairs on the rear quarter, so I have to buy one of those soon. Oh, we lost our bloody hood lining. We're towing it back from my joint at 100 k's an hour on the freeway. The wind got into the hood lining and it was a perfect hood lining too. The car had the most awesome hood lining, and the wind got into it and just tore the whole thing out of the car. And we're just like, there's real world problems. So more videos coming from this soon. So there's our, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major cars that we need to, they all need something done on them. The AU, it runs. It's just sitting there, it runs. Yeah, we probably should do something with it soon, but it's happy, it runs. And if there was a racetrack that worked, yeah, we could probably do something with it. But at the moment, we have no racetracks. Calder's getting resurfaced, Sydney's getting resurfaced. Taylor and Bend hasn't even been started yet. Adelaide, I don't even know what's happening with Adelaide at the moment. We have a couple small circuits like Haunted Hills and Broadford Park where Ken took out the little nugget the other day and had a blast with that. But yeah, we haven't got much happening. I mean, it's just, I'm as frustrated as you guys, but I have had a break, head's a lot clearer now, happy to be here, and yeah, we'll get these things happening real soon. And you'll see it all on future episodes of Carnage!